what's up YouTube? Houston here. For those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're actually going to be talking about how is it possible to get a $100,000 interest-free loan for real estate investing, okay? Now, here's the thing about it. Right now in the markets, we know a lot of people saying don't buy real estate, right? However, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't position yourself financially to be able to have enough money to take advantage of the opportunity, right? So here's a few places that we're gonna talk about the banks and how to be able to get those type of interest-free loans. But first, we need to understand what are some of the places that we actually can start real estate investing, especially if you're a newbie and you want to get into real estate investing, but you don't have a whole lot of money. So there's platforms like Fundrise, and their platform starts at $10 for investments. Then you have Diversified Funds. They start at $500. Then you have CrowdStreet. CrowdStreet, you have to have a minimum of $25,000, right? Now, here's some other places that you can actually go to and to be able to get real estate real cheap as well. And it's unfortunate because of the COVID, the pandemic and everything. There's a lot of people that passed that had real estate. They had mortgages on their homes and stuff. So you're seeing an onslaught of a lot of people's homes going into foreclosure and things of that nature. So they can't, and their family members can't afford those mortgages as well. So they're going to be going into foreclosure, right? And so what you'd be able to do is take advantage of that, unfortunately, through REO investing from the banks, right? But some other places that you can actually be able to take advantage of that is on platforms like Bid for Assets, right? So with Bid for Asset, you can able to buy land, houses, as well as tax liens, right? Now, you have another company, another website, Cityfeet, cityfeet.com. It's mostly commercial real estate. But again, you're able to catch some really good deals on there if you position yourself correctly. Now, you also can approach probate attorneys. Probate attorneys deal with a lot of families that have real estate that they just don't want to deal with anymore. You know, maybe the real estate may cost them too much to rehab. They may not have the money to rehab the property or something like that. So in those terms, since it's like that, you may be able to come up on a nice piece of property at a good price, all right? Then also tax liens, and then you may have some for sale by owner, right? So people, as they're getting older and stuff, they don't want to be trying to manage multiple properties and things of that nature. So being able to take advantage of that. So raising $100,000, that's what, 10% of $1 million, but 20% of 500,000, right? So being able to raise $100,000 from the banks that I'm going to show you isn't that hard, because in terms of what you're going to be asking for, you're not going to be asking them for a whole lot, but you're mainly going to be building a relationship with them, okay? So let's talk about the first bank. The first bank is U.S. Bank Triple Cash. Now, this credit card, it gives you 0 interest for 15 months, okay? So that's well over a year. They pull from FICO 8 TransUnion, and it goes up to $50,000. Now, here's the thing that I would suggest. You don't want to go for the maximum of $50,000, okay? You want to see if they can give you between $15,000 to $20,000. All right, starting you off maybe $15,000, $20,000. Like when you go to inside the bank, if you're close to a U.S. bank and you're putting in your credit card application, I always tell people to call them over the phone or go inside the bank. Now, if U.S. bank is not in your region, you still can use the same method. But what you want to do when they ask how much you're trying to start out with, you don't want a loan. You don't want a line of credit, you want a credit card, okay? And again, because there's 0% interest for 15 months, All right. And they said, well, how much do you want? All you want to tell them you want the max. Okay, so knowing that the max is 50,000, let them come back with a number. So they may come back with a low ball number. If they come back with, hey, the most we can give you is 15, 20,000, that's where you want to be at in the first place. The reason is because you want to be able to get their other card as well. Now, that's the U.S. Bank Business Platinum card. Now, with the U.S. Bank Business Platinum card, again, it goes up to 50,000, but the interest rate is 18 months of no interest. Again, pulling TransUnion FICO 8. Now, for those of you who don't know the difference between your FICO 8 score, your FICO 9, your FICO 5, because some credit unions, they actually pull your mortgage FICO score, your FICO 2. To give you a credit card and stuff like that. And most people are not aware of this. But if you want to have a better understanding of your FICO score, there's a link below this video. Okay? Get your real FICO score. You want to get the $39.99 program. Okay? And then schedule a one-on-one consultation, and I will go with you line by line, breaking down and helping you understand how to read your FICO score. Okay? And how to leverage your FICO score. Now, that being said, ENT Credit Union Business Visa, 20 months. 20 months, okay? Of course, you have to become a member, which isn't that hard. But again, at the same time, you still want to follow the same method, and that is being able to let them know that, hey, I want the max. So letting them come back and offering you amount. Most credit unions, they're a little more favorable, so they may probably give you about 25,000, right? And again, let me say something. This also may help you. Credit score. I would say when you're approaching these credit unions, I know with ENT, some people say about a 630, you can get the business credit card. But I would say be safe around 690 credit score. Now, if you in the low credit score range and you're trying to build up your credit score, I have made videos on how to build it up. But the quickest way, I tell you to build up your credit score, this is the fastest way on the planet. Okay? All you have to do is two things. If you have the ability, you want to take out a personal loan from like you may have a Universal Credit, you may have a Cash USA. You want Cash USA, okay? Because they're not focused on the credit, they're just focused on your income, how long you've been on your job, how long you've been at your residence, right? So you want a personal loan from like Cash USA or credit loans. Credit loans, they say that they can approve up to 90% of the time. Their loans go up to 40,000, but they don't look at the personal credit. They look at the time on the job. They look at the time on the job, the income, and how long you've been at the residence. Now, the reason that I'm telling you to get those type of loans is because since they're not focused on your credit score, being able to get qualified for say like a $10,000 loan, and you have a high DTI, take that $10,000 loan and pay down your revolving debt. Okay, if you pay down your revolving debt, bam, your credit score goes up, then you can ask for a credit line increase, okay? But the main thing about it is the stronger your credit score is, the better it is. So the less revolving accounts you have open, the higher opportunity you'll have for is getting a line of credit with a higher credit line increase, okay? Now, again, we don't want business loans. We don't want business lines of credit. We only want the credit cards because we want interest-free loans. So that's the reason I'm telling you to go after these type of credit cards, all right? Now, like I said, with ENT Credit Union, they have a 20 month no interest credit card. They pull FICO 8 Equifax. Now, you have Bank of California. Bank of California, they offer up to 50,000, 20 months, 0% for 20 months, FICO 8 credit score. Then you have Associated Bank Visa. By the way, if you guys are really liking this information, would you mind putting a comment? Let me know I'm doing a good job. Would you mind giving me a thumbs up and sharing this information? Let me know that if this information is actually helping you, especially when you're trying to get into real estate investing. Because again, if you're a newbie, you want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, definitely this video should be able to help you. Now, in terms of Associated Bank, they have a business credit card up to 20 months, 0%. They pull FICO 8. Okay? And like I said, you always want to either get them on the phone or being able to go into one of their establishments. All right? But one of the biggest things about it in terms of being able to get large amounts of money from banks and stuff, it's all about, most of them look at, especially with credit unions, they look at internal scoring. Do you have a personal account with them? Do you have a savings account with them? Are you making weekly deposits? So make sure that when you're going after these cards, these credit cards with 0%, make sure that you either have a strong credit score or you at least open up a business bank account and you're making weekly deposits, okay? Now, again, the reason that I'm choosing these financial institutions, because they offer from 15 months up to 20 months, 0% interest, okay? That's a long time of you being able to, even if you just got, say, three of these cards, and you got $20,000, $60,000 for its real estate funding, right? And then as you continue building up your credit and continue making those payments, then you go after those other cards and transfer the balance so that you can extend that interest free on those cards and everything. All right? Now, here's another card that you can pull with no hard credit check, and this is a DIVVY. Now, I made a video about DIVVY. If you want to see that video, put a comment below. Can I see the DIVVY video? But here's the thing about it. They work with startups. Now, if you have a 690 credit score, you have a higher chance of getting that line of credit. All right? And so by you getting that line of credit, again, it's another financial instrument you can use to do your real estate investing. Now, they pull FICO 9 Experian, minimum credit scores of 550. So that's the good thing about them. But if you don't get their line of credit, they will offer you their credit builder program. Okay? Now, if they offer you a credit builder program and you're just building up your credit, I would tell you to take it. Okay, I would still tell you to take it even though you are using your own money. But what it is, it will allow them to start reporting data to Dun & Bradstreet and the Small Business Financial Exchange. So that way you can start building up your business credit portfolio to be able to get access to more funding. Now, those credit cards that I mentioned, you don't have to have a DUNS number. You don't have to have a Paydex score. So those are the things you don't have to have. Now, if you have revenue, you've been in business, and you have revenue over $30,000, then you may want to look at the company Capital on Tap, which I made a video about that as well. So if you have at least $30,000 in annual revenue, which is what, about $2,500 a month, then they may be able to help you get funding as well. Now, if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, how to fix up your personal credit, click the link below and schedule one-on-one consultation. But again, in reference to understanding your FICO score, there's a link below. Click on it, get your real FICO score. It's $39.99, and schedule a 30-minute consultation, and I'll go over that with you and other strategies that you may not have considered in terms of helping you get larger lines of credit. So this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. Thank you.